Mhm.
Oh, good morning, good afternoon for some of you if you're in Europe, but most of you I know are from the Americas. I'm here today with Kristen Graff from this amazing property, Bawah Reserve, who recently joined our collection. So, Kristen, I'm very excited, but maybe, of course, it's still time to wish everyone, of course, a wonderful Happy New Year and lots of bookings and success and good health, of course. Huh? Kristen, the screen is yours, my dear.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Dominique. And good morning, good afternoon. It's my night, but happy to have you all join. I will go through this presentation and completely have time for questions or anything. If you have any questions, please drop them in the Q&A. So Bawah Reserve, we are a collection of 6 islands in the South China Sea. We are actually close between Malaysia and Borneo, but we sit in Indonesian waters, and that these are our islands. So at Bawah, we really believe in being kind of guardians of our beautiful natural reserve that we have. Say that we have an earth first philosophy. Basically, that just means we're highly sustainable. Every decision we make, we think about the earth first. And as I like to say to a lot of agents, we are a sustainable resort that happens to be luxurious, more than a luxurious resort that happens to be sustainable. So, but I think the key thing about us is we are in the Anambas archipelago. We are the first and only large resort. We have 33 suites, but in the Anambas. And so you have a really authentic experience. We are 160 nautical miles away from Singapore. So we really are in the middle of nowhere, and we call it our faraway paradise. To access Bawah, you have to arrive via seaplane. It's our seaplane. We bring it out of Batam Airport. Batam Airport is a short 30-minute ferry ride from Singapore. The majority of our guests come via Singapore. We arrange transport directly, hotel pickup, so you don't need a DMC or anything. We take care of all of that. There is a separate charge for transport from Singapore. It's 950 USD per person. And however, if you are having clients who are coming via Indonesia, you can come via Jakarta directly into Batam Airport, which is a small regional airport in Indonesia. And from there, you can collect directly onto our seaplane. You can see from here, Jakarta to Batam, or via Singapore. And then you fly this way into our little archipelago that we have there. The flight is an hour and 15 minutes from the Batam Airport via seaplane. So that's our seaplane landing. We're actually an amphibious plane, our beautiful team that we love, and we really consider a part of our family. Bawah took, when Bawah was designed, we took great pains not to use too much of the surrounding land on the island. So you can see this is one of our bars. This is one of our main dining rooms. This is another one of our bars, all kind of nestled into nature, nestled into the scenery. It's the one thing that people often comment, a lot of our guests comment on, about how much you really feel immersed in nature. We are an ideal spot for honeymooners. So let me show you some of our room types. This is our overwater bungalow. We just recently redid the furnishings inside, and these are recycled copper bathtubs. As you can see, we use a lot of fallen trees for furnishings. Very comfortable, lots of space. They're about 110 square meters, the overwater bungalows, with direct access into our lagoons. You can have a private dinner on your veranda. Then we go into our tented beach suites. The tented beach suites are a structured tent experience with walls that come down, also recycled copper bathtubs, all stunning views of the water with, these are about 70 square meters, 700 square feet. Our largest room is our deluxe beach suite, 2-bedroom deluxe beach suite. This is a pool villa. It has a very large master bedroom here, primary master bedroom, has a separate alfresco living and dining area with a pool. This is the interior of that master bedroom, a large bathroom. Then we have our treehouse lodge. This is up in the trees, so more of a Swiss Family Robinson type of escape. A large veranda with a pocket sea view, outdoor living and dining, inside living and dining, and then a little small attic for the kids. This is also a 2-bedroom unit. This is our brand new 2-bed garden villa. We have 2 bedrooms with a pool, separate living and dining alfresco area. And then our 2-bed infinity pool villa. This is 2 separate beach suites with a pool and dining and living pavilion in between them. This is ideal for couples traveling together, whereas the deluxe pool villa is better for traveling with families. At Bawah, we welcome children 5 years and older. We do not allow children under the age of 5. We're just not set up for it. The 2-bed infinity is quite popular. Activities are included in the fee for Bawah. So we have everything from sailing, kayaking, stand-up paddleboard, snorkeling. We have a very 5-star PADI scuba diving. Scuba diving is not included, but we do extensive diving if you want to be certified. We have 2 marine biologists on staff. So guests can go out on a snorkeling trip with our marine biologists. We have cooking classes, starlight cinema. We do a lot of Indonesian cultural classes, hiking. The biggest thing that I hear from guests is, I didn't have enough time to do everything that I wanted to do. We have a lawn tennis court, we do croquet. And that's probably, people, I think there's a hesitation. They think, oh, I'm on this remote island, there's going to be nothing to do. Actually, there's so much to do that 3 days is really not even enough to do everything you want to do. We have 2 restaurants and 2 bars that serve food. The Grouper Bar is kind of our meeting point. We serve light bites. You can come down and have a coffee. This is the Boathouse, which is our sand between your toes beach restaurant. This has a pizza oven in it. Everything is fresh. We grow about 40% of the fruits and vegetables that we use on island. And we also have farms on some of the other islands nearby that also help supply the vegetables that we need for the resort. This is our Treetops restaurant. This is a more elevated dining experience. Again, regional cuisine, Mediterranean cuisine. We can absolutely manage all kinds of dietary, vegan, vegetarian, gluten-free, all of that. We have no problem managing those types of dietary preferences. Our Jules Verne Bar, which is at the very top of the resort, provides a stunning view for a sunset. My absolute favorite thing to do is to get a charcuterie board brought up and have a cocktail and just sit up here and watch, watch the scenery change. It's actually, it's a really stunning location. We really believe in well-being as a defining, a great part of being on holiday. So we offer daily movement classes, whether that's yoga, Pilates, sometimes meditation. They happen every day at 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Those are included. We have an air-conditioned gym. I know for our American guests, they don't ever want to miss their workouts usually. So we have which has, a treadmill, some weights, rowing machine. This is our yoga pavilion. We have a TRX outside, TRX. And then the big difference with Bawah is we include spa. So it's one spa treatment a day per person for the number of nights. So if you stay 5 nights, you have 5 spa treatments. This is our spa. You can do them outside if you want, or in the spa. We actually have 2 spa locations. At Bawah, we can do events and small weddings. So if you have clients who are looking for extended family celebrations or reunions or elopement, small weddings, things like that, we're a great location because almost everything is included in the price. So it makes for really easy planning. And we can always do kind of special fun experiences. We just had a family in from Thailand. We did a treasure hunt for them that went around different islands, which was great fun for the whole family. So we enjoy kind of coming up with new fun experiences for your clients that will kind of wow and delight them. Alang Private Residence is our newest island. It is a buyout only. It's 25,000 USD per night. It is 6 lodges with 7 bedrooms, and it is just 2 minutes boat ride across from Bawah. It has 2 restaurants and a bar, and it has its own tennis court, its own spa, and its own, and it's all private butler service on Alang. For those clients looking for a private island experience, Alang is a great option. It really, as you can see, this is the tennis court there on Alang. It has beautiful beach, and it's really interesting. It's similar to Bawah, but you feel like you're in a little cocoon over on Alang versus being on Bawah, which is a little bit more social. As I mentioned, there's 36 rooms on Bawah, and then 6 lodges, cliffside lodges on Alang. So we're small. We're a small property. As I mentioned, we grow a lot of the vegetables and things that we use at Bawah for our guests. We are powered by solar during the day, 7 to 7. We run off this 18 grid floating solar farm that we have. We are very proud of it, and we encourage guests to come on our sustainability tour and see about permaculture gardens and see solar power and visit the batteries and see how we make water and see how we treat our water so as not to waste any of it. We find that by doing a little bit of education, guests really understand and appreciate what it takes to live off the grid on an island in the middle of the sea. But it is very interesting. We also have a foundation called the Anambas Foundation. We help support the community at large in the Anambas. We have a very extensive marine conservation program. So all the lagoons around Bawah are WWF, World Wildlife Fund, marine conservation certified areas. We are a turtle hatching site. So this year we hatched over 1,800 turtles. And so if guests are on island during hatching, we call them so they can come down and watch the baby turtles make their way into the sea. It's quite extraordinary. We do a lot of this is some of our other islands. We do a lot of education on recycling and waste sorting and things of that nature. So all of that to say that we hire a lot from the Anambas community. About 23% of our staff are from the Anambas, and 98% are from Indonesia. So I went quickly because I know you all are limited on time, but does anyone have any questions, or what can I share with you all?
All right, but thank you very much, Kristen. It was very complete. We have a few questions. So Celine wanted to know what Bawah means.
Bawah means below. So in Bahasa Indonesia, we are the bottom island in the Anambas archipelago. So we are below the Anambas archipelago. And elang, the other, means eagle. And that is because the eagles nest on elang. So that's why it's called elang. Mm-hmm.
Celine is asking if there is an infirmary on the resort, or doctor.
Yes, we have a doctor and a clinic at the resort, 24 hours, always resident doctor who lives there.
John is asking, what is a typical day to see everything? Number of days to see everything? 5, 7 days?
I mean, I 5 for sure. We have had guests who've come for 28 days, believe it or not, 21, 28, wow. Who kind of use it as a sabbatical. But yes, 5. Pre-COVID, our average length of stay was 5 days. Now our average length of stay is 7 days. So we're just finding that people are coming and relaxing and just really making it all happen.
We have a question. Do you book a net? Do you have net or the commissionable rate, or can you do both? Or
I can do both. Yeah,
you can do both. Huh? Tipping, is there it's included, or what do you tipping?
So tipping is not included. I mean, there is a service charge that's included. If you buy a bottle of wine, as an example, there's a service charge that's added to it. We do encourage our guests to add a little tip, but it's completely at their discretion. The tips are pooled and shared amongst the entire staff, so that the landscaper and the masseuse kind of get a bit of equal pay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Lilian, you're asking if all the property is totally air conditioned.
Yes. So the rooms are air conditioned. The bedrooms are air conditioned. The beach bar and the restaurants are not air conditioned, but in the bedrooms they are air conditioned. In the overwater bungalows, the bathrooms are air conditioned. Mm-hmm. And this year we will be putting air conditioning in our beach suite bathrooms, but currently there is not an air conditioner in the beach suite bathrooms.
But most important is to have it in the bedrooms, huh?
Yes, it is. Yes. And it works well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Celine, you want to know where the dairy and the meat comes from?
Yeah. So our meat, we get Wagyu beef that's actually grown on Java, Indonesia. It's a very small little farm. It's quite extraordinary. Our dairy comes from Australia. So it's sold within Indonesia, but it's imported from Australia. We also do a selection. So we have a selection of cheeses that come, from, they're imported into Indonesia, but they come from, France or Italy. I would say cheese and wine are probably the things that are imported from the furthest away for us.
Another question about tours. Are there any tours available around? Do you do some?
It's so the next nearest island to Bawah is at least an hour away, depending on the tides. Mm-hmm. And so we can take a tour, but it is a chargeable because of the
Yeah.
fuel for the boat to go and come back. But to be really honest, there's not a lot to see because like the next nearest island, they don't have electricity, they're powered by a generator. There's no electricity. So there's not, it's not like you go and there's like a shop or anything. We have arranged tours to see our waste management site, which is nearby. And families in that village actually invited our guests in to eat within the village, which was actually quite lovely. But usually no. You can actually kayak around our 6 islands. Believe it or not, because we have 6 islands that are quite different, there's things to do on different islands. So you can today you can go to Sangha, you can do the 3-hour hike up to the top of the hill. There are different things to do even within our islands.
Kim is asking, there is any snorkeling or diving with whales?
So we had a whale shark, our resident neighborhood whale shark that we just found about 3 weeks ago, and we've now seen twice since. But I don't guarantee it. I didn't see it when I was there. So we have also had killer whale sightings nearby. So we're at the very tip of the Coral Triangle. And so we are what they call the mammal freeway, where you get a lot of fish coming through on their way out to the sea and back. But our area, we are thriving with marine life. So stingrays, reef sharks, all kinds of fish, lots of turtles, things like that. So even if your guests are just into snorkeling, they're going to see a lot. You can actually just stand on the jetty and look over and see everything. And then when you get in the water, you see a completely different thing. We have giant clams. So we have just a lot of different marine life within. And because our lagoons are all protected, there's no fishing. And so you can really see a lot of things.
Kim was asking if for the diving, how many days do you recommend? Same than for the activity thing?
I'll tell you, for diving, so I'm quite an avid diver. For diving, we are best for beginner to intermediate divers. If you have guests who are super hardcore divers, we are not the place for you. Send them to Raja Impat, you know what I mean? Because we are free and easy diving. You can go deeper, but most of our dives are at about 25 meters max. But what makes it great, if you're a beginning diver, you can actually walk into the water from the shore and start your dive that way, which is a little bit more more relaxed experience. We're also great for discovery diving. So kids who want to try diving, or people who are new to diving. I mean, we had just last week an 83-year-old woman who had not been snorkeling for 25 years, who went out in the water and was snorkeling because, we had our team and the marine biologist was with her and she had her life jacket on. So, but it's very calm. The water is very calm and it's lovely temperature. So it really makes for a nice exploration of this underwater world that I think you don't find in other places.
It's very special. Is there any restriction at the beach, at the hotel?
No, we don't. And we do
dress codes. Is there a dress code?
There is not necessarily a dress code. Although sometimes people ask us if they have to wear clothes. We say, if you go on your picnic, you can do what you want on your picnic on your private beach. But around the main hotel, we would prefer you keep your clothes on. But no, there isn't really a specific dress code. We do find that people will get a little bit dressed up when they go up to treetops, which is our a little bit of a finer dining experience. That being said, rarely do they wear shoes. So you'll see women with like a beautiful dress on, but no shoes, because our pathways are sand. So they just kind of stroll in, and they look lovely.
Caroline, you said you sent a couple there before COVID, and they combined it with a golf trip in Singapore, and they stayed 5 nights.
Oh, fantastic.
Huh?
Yeah, great. That's wonderful.
Another question, the resort is open all year or closed during certain holidays? No, I think you're open.
No, we're open all year. There's 2 weeks in June that we will be closed, but mostly because our seaplane needs to go in for its required like update and maintenance. So we will close just because we can't. It's too hard to get people there without the seaplane.
Yes, yeah. Anne, you wanted to know what is the maximum capacity for a buyout?
Yeah. So if you are just doing Bawah, it's 78 people. I will need to double check my numbers, and then we can do another 20 on Alang. So it's 98 if you take everything, or 78 if you just take Bawah, and 20 if you just take Alang.
All right. It's a great buyout. I mean, the wedding destination, as you said already.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Fantastic. Yeah. And I like also this option of Elang, because you can make your own little buyout of Elang if you don't have a big party, but no one from Bawah, none of the clients will actually walk on your beach. So you have an island inside nearby your resorts. And it's if you want to go going to another restaurant, it's like you're going to town, going to Bawah from Elang is like going to town. Huh?
And I have to tell you, we just had guests there over New Year's that bought out Alang. And the way they described it is they said, they've been to Bawah, they're return guests. They've been to Bawah. They decided to have a family stay on Alang. And they said, we felt like we were in a little cocoon on Alang. And they said that they thought, so guests from Alang can go to Bawah, but Bawah guests cannot come to Alang. And they said, we thought we would want to be on Bawah. They said, but once we were on Alang, we just enjoyed being together. So we didn't. They came over for New Year's Eve, but otherwise they stayed on Alang. So
they came over for New Year's Eve. It's cute. Huh?
Yeah,
but that's true. They have everything, and their own
absolutely,
their own bar, their own beach. It's great.
Yeah.
Huh? So somebody's asking, is there a mosquito problem at night? Or
we do have, I mean, we treat for mosquitoes. We have mosquito nets around all the beds, and we provide a mozzie spray for all the guests. It's there in the room all the time. I haven't had a problem. I know some people are more susceptible than others to mosquitoes. But we don't use chemicals, so we don't spray because it kills the butterflies and the other things that are in the jungle. So I think it just depends on your how susceptible you are. I wouldn't say it's a problem though. It's not something that people complain about.
And our last question is Enrique. Hello, Enrique. You want to? Kristen will be sending a PDF presentation.
Yes.
Huh? And
absolutely.
Kristen, can you remind everyone the nearest airport to get the seaplane?
So it depends. So Hang Nadim Airport, which is in Batam, Indonesia, is actually an Indonesian airport. If your clients are coming very privately on private plane, we always recommend they fly right into Batam, because we literally take them off one plane and we put them on the seaplane to go. The most for most connectivity, I recommend Singapore, because Singapore, it's just a 30-minute ferry. We take care of all the transport details and escort them. So we escort them over and then put them on the seaplane. And we do expedited immigration clearance, so nobody's waiting in any queues or anything. It's quite fast and very, very seamless.
Well, the way I sell it is like you bring your clients to Singapore, and from them, that's it. You have your
Yes,
middle
it's true. Yes,
you have
yes,
just a 30 minutes ferry to Batam,
yeah,
and then from
yeah.
there you have your 80 minutes
Seaplane.
seaplane,
Yeah,
which is privately owned. Huh? It's your
yeah,
own
yes, it's
seaplane,
our plane.
and you land directly on your vacation island. So
Yeah.
that's kind of really easy, huh?
Yeah, and we have guests who will come from Europe or Australia, land, get right on the ferry, right to the seaplane, and be in Bawah. So they, they don't want to overnight.
Exactly, yeah. We
Yeah.
don't have that question, but I think you have amazing rate. So would you like to briefly speak about the
Oh,
rate?
yeah, sure.
Uh-huh.
So our starting rate on Bawah is 1,780 USD a night. That is an inclusive rate. So the only things outside of that are alcohol, the private experiences, and scuba. And our beach suite, which is probably one of our most popular, is $2,080 a night. And then our most expensive room, which is the 2-bed deluxe pool villa, that's $4,980 a night for 4. Again, that includes all your meals, daily spa, activities, Wi-Fi, laundry, pretty
All the
much.
soft drinks as well, huh?
Yeah, soft drinks, juice, it really makes, I mean, we have a very high return rate on our guests. And I think it's because once they get there, your hand is not in your pocket every 5 minutes to pay for, should I rent the kayak? Should I do the cooking class? It's like, just do the cooking class. It's included.
Yes.
And we find that, especially having the daily spa also, everybody's relaxed, everybody's feeling good, the food is fresh, the staff are incredibly warm and friendly. And I think that, guests just feel good. So it makes for a wonderful holiday.
And I know, with you and Paul on board, I mean, I know the clients are going to be happy and pampered, and I don't know, so no problem. I see, Roxana, you like the information, indeed, very informative.
Thank you.
And thank you very much, Chris. And I don't see any more questions. So I think we're all good to go if there is any other things, but
Okay.
Voilà. All right. So you
Perfect. Well, and I will absolutely follow up with everyone. I'll send the fact sheet over, just to give you all a little bit of more background information on us. And if you ever have any questions, you please speak to me or Dominique, and we look forward to welcoming your clients.
and we are sending the recording as well. Huh? Okay.
Okay. Fantastic.
Thank you, everybody. Love you much. Again, Happy New Year.
Have a great day.
Later, and we'll see you soon. Next week, actually, we are going to have a webinar with the Almanac Hotels. Huh? All right. Yeah. Allez, bye bye, Kristen.
Bye.
Have a good night. Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye.